Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. As described in the earlier session, what is a chemical reaction is, how a chemical reaction occurs, what are involved in a chemical reaction. In this video, I am going to explain you how a chemical reaction is represented. A chemical reaction is represented by using a chemical equation. Generally, in previous session I have told you that magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. This is known as the sentence form of chemical equation. That is, we are explaining the chemical reaction in the form of a sentence. But in order to make it in shorter form, what we are doing is we are using words instead of the sentence. This is known as the word form of chemical equation. That is, we are writing the chemical reaction in the form of words like magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Here magnesium and oxygen, whatever we are writing on the left hand side, we call them as reactants. Whereas the product which is formed on the right hand side, we call it as product. That is anything product. These are the reactants and this is the product. And the thing is, if there are more than if there are reactants or reacting, we indicate that as with a plus sign. That is, magnesium reacts with oxygen is indicated with a plus sign in between those two, and the arrow is present between these reactants and product. This arrow head is facing towards the product, that is, it indicates the direction of the reaction. If you see in this, reactants magnesium and oxygen are reacting to form the product magnesium oxide. This is known as the word form of chemical equation. In order to make it much simpler than this, much shorter, you have to use chemical formulae instead of words. Like in place of magnesium you have to write Mg, in place of oxygen you have to write O2, like that. That form of chemical equation is known as the skeletal form of the chemical equation. For example, if you see in this, magnesium is written as Mg, oxygen is written as O2. These two are reacting to form magnesium oxide. This is known as the skeletal form of the chemical equation, and this is the shorter form of chemical equation used to represent a chemical reaction. If you are using a catalyst, if you want to denote the temperature, if you want to denote the pressure, anything, if you want to explain at what temperature the reaction is taking place, at what pressure, any reaction conditions, you have to write it on the top of the arrow mark. Like if you are using a catalyst, you have to write the name of the catalyst on the top of the arrow mark. I am going to explain you with two examples. The most common example is photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, plants generate glucose by using carbon dioxide from atmosphere, and also sunlight and chlorophyll pigment whatever present in the plants. These two are important for photosynthesis. And if you take carbon monoxide, another example is carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen to form methanol. The reaction condition here is 340 atmospheric pressure, which we are writing on the top of the arrow. If you want to denote the physical states, like if it is a gas, if it is a liquid, if it is an aqueous condition, you have to write them in brackets under the molecule whatever present. Here carbon dioxide is in gaseous phase, water is in liquid phase. Like this you have to denote the physical states in a chemical equation. Similarly, here carbon monoxide is gas, hydrogen is also gas, and the product formed here is methanol, that is in liquid state. That is, physical state is changing here. If you take in this example, magnesium plus oxygen gives rise to magnesium oxide. Count the number of atoms on the left hand side and right hand side. Are they the same? The number of atoms on the left hand side and right hand side are not same. If you see, sorry for the mistake, magnesium oxide is MgO. That is, the number of oxygen atoms are 2 here, but here we are getting only 1 oxygen atom. So we have to balance this equation. This is an unbalanced chemical equation. In order to balance this equation, you have to count the number of atoms on the left hand side and right hand side. If they are not the same, you have to balance the equation. Why we have to balance the equation, I will tell you in my next session. The next topic is balancing a chemical equation. Why we have to balance a chemical equation, how to balance a chemical equation, I am going to explain you now. Why we are balancing a chemical equation? Previously you have learnt about law of conservation of mass in previous classes. So what is the law of conservation of mass? According to law of conservation of mass, mass is neither created nor destroyed. That is, it remains the same. An extra mass can neither be added or an extra mass is not removed. Whatever the mass it is reacting, the same mass will be given as a product. That is, the number of atoms on the left hand side of the reactants, after the reaction whatever the products we are getting, the number of atoms in that product should also remain same as that of the reactants. For example, the example is iron reacts with water to form Fe3O4 plus H2. The reaction is iron is reacting with water to form Fe3O4 plus H2. That is, Fe3O4 is known as ferroso-ferric oxide with the evolution of hydrogen gas. This is commonly known as rusting of iron. Whatever the product formed here is rust. Is it a balanced equation? If you observe, is it a balanced equation? No. On the right hand side product, iron atoms are 3 in number, whereas on the left hand side only one atom is present. So we have to balance this equation. Generally, for balancing of an equation, you have to take into consideration the element having maximum number of atoms. Here which element is having maximum number of atoms is nothing but Fe3O4, in which we have 3 iron atoms and 4 oxygen atoms. So you have to consider Fe3O4 first. To balance a chemical equation, you have to draw a table of 3 rows. First one is element, number of atoms on left hand side, number of atoms on right hand side. As we are considering the element iron in ferroso-ferric oxide, the number of atoms on left hand side is only 1 iron atom, whereas in right hand side we are having 3 iron atoms. So to balance this equation, we have to take as 1 into 3, that is 3 iron atoms on the left hand side. And if we take 3 iron atoms on the left hand side, we will get 3 iron atoms on the right hand side as product. So the equation becomes as follows: 3 iron atoms reacts with water to form Fe3O4 and H2. Is it completely balanced equation? No. On the right hand side, if you observe, we are having 4 oxygen atoms, whereas on the left hand side we are having only 1 oxygen atom. So the next atom you are considering here is oxygen. The next element here what we are taking is oxygen. That is, the number of atoms of oxygen on left hand side is 1, whereas the number of atoms of oxygen on right hand side is 4. If you consider this reaction, to balance, what you have to do is multiply that with 4, that is, take 4 as coefficient. That is, you have to put 4 as coefficient before H2O. That is, 3 moles of iron reacts with 3 iron atoms reacts with 4 moles of water to form Fe3O4 plus H2. That is, you are taking 4 as a coefficient here. To balance the chemical equation, you have to write coefficients, but you don't have to change this formula. As I have written here, for 4 oxygen atoms, here I have written H2O4. Here I am changing the chemical formula, but it is a wrong thing. You don't have to change the chemical formula, but you have to balance the equation by writing 4 as a coefficient. If you see here, this equation, is it completely balanced? No. See the number of hydrogen atoms here. Here we are having 8 hydrogen atoms, but here we are having only 2. The final thing is you have to balance this hydrogen atom to make it a completely balanced chemical equation. Coming to hydrogen atom, if you consider hydrogen atom, the number of atoms of hydrogen are 8 in left hand side, whereas on right hand side it is 2. To balance that, you have to take 4 as coefficient. That is, I am writing 4 as coefficient here. If you see on the right hand side, I am taking 4 as the coefficient. That is 8 hydrogen atoms and 8 hydrogen atoms. Is there any unbalanced thing here? No. everything is balanced, so we can say this is a completely balanced chemical equation. Similarly, in this form you have to do for each and every equation. You have to check whether the equation is balanced or not. If it is not balanced, if it is in unbalanced form, you have to balance that equation. So viewers, this is the method to balance a chemical equation and why we have to balance a chemical equation. If you understand my video, if you like my video, please subscribe my channel. If you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section.